class of 25 students shares a class set of 100 markers. On a day with 5 students absent, which statement is true? For every 5 students, there is 1 marker. B, for every 4 students, there is 1 marker. C, for each student, there are 4 markers. D, for each student, there are 5 markers. All right, so I've underlined the 2 important pieces of information in this problem, that there were 25 students and that they share a set of 100 markers. Now, just given this information, we could solve this problem. But this problem throws another detail at us. It tells us that on a day when 5 students were absent. So what does that mean? Does that mean there's 5 more students or 5 fewer students? Well, if they're absent, they're gone, so that means that there is 5 fewer. So we're taking away 5 from the number of students. So I'm going to do that down here. If I have 25 students and 5 students are absent, that means that I'm left with 20 students. So there's our first piece of information. We know that there are 20 students in this class. So now we need to figure out which statement is true. I'm going to underline this because it's our problem. Which one is true? All right, so let's set up a ratio. We've already figured out that there are 20 students in our class. So we know that our units are students and our other unit is markers. So now we have students to markers. Well, there are 20 students, and those students are sharing 100 markers. All right, and we want to figure out, if there are 5 students, is there 1 marker shared between all 5? If there are 4 students, is there 1 marker shared between all 5? For each student, there are 4 markers, so this is important. This each student means that for every 1 student. So for every 1 student, are there 4 markers or 5 markers? Well, since this is a multiple choice problem, I can get rid of some answers before I do any math down here. So the first thing that I'm going to do is just think about it logically. Well, I know if there's only 20 kids, and there's 100 markers, there are more markers than there are students. So that means it doesn't make sense if for every 5 students, they have to share 1 marker. So every 5 students gets 1 of these. That doesn't make any sense. So I'm going to get rid of A. Let's look at B. For every 4 students, there's 1 marker. Well, A didn't make sense, and it was the same type of answer as B, so I'm getting rid of that because there's more markers than students. So now I just need to figure out what is going on here. Well, this problem to me sounds like it is a unit rate because I'm looking for each 1 student. So I'm going to set up my ratio as equal to 1, and I'm looking for this mystery amount, which I'm going to call X. So now I just need to figure out, for every 1 student, is there 4 markers or is there 5 markers? All right, so remember ratios deal with multiplication and division because we're scaling up or scaling down. So if I look at 20 to 1, going from 20 to 1, am I multiplying or am I dividing? Well, I'm getting smaller, so I'm going to divide. 20 divided by what number will give me 1? 20. Whatever I do to the top, do to the bottom. 100 divided by 20 is going to give me 5. So this means that for every 1 student, there are 5 markers, which means that the correct answer is D.